The lesson.
Oh yeah.
The first time I caught on to you was that Snot Rocket joint. And I can't remember how long ago it was, but like that came out 2017, I think.
Yeah.
I reckon it would have been like a few months after you dropped it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is I remember I found it. I was like, this is dope. I gave it like 3 or 4 listens, and by the end of it, I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, who's this dude?
Yeah.
And then coincidentally, Greeley, like a week later or a few days later, just sent me a clip of you. I think it was a different one. He's like, check this dude out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what the fuck? That's the same dude. And then that's when I caught onto your stuff. But prior to that, you were like in a group or a couple of groups.
Yeah, I was in a group called Syntax Junkies.
Yeah.
So there was like 4 MCs and then like 3 producers, but I was an MC and a producer, so there was like 6 of us kind of thing. But it was kind of just whatever, whoever was involved in the track was involved sort of thing. And we put together a 22-track album and a 6-track EP, and we dropped all that stuff. And then while we were making the 22-track, I was making my own stuff. And then just kind of slowly kept doing more and more solo stuff. And then Snot Rocket was probably like the first proper solo joint I put out amongst all of that stuff. And yeah, it just connected like real well. It was probably the first proper, I think, music video I did on a solo track with Kyle Golly. No, we went around like our local area and just shot it at like a bar, in the park, all that sort of stuff. And we were just like, yeah, let's just shoot something funny, whatever. Dropped it, and then it just connected like mad. Like, it's still one of my top videos on YouTube, and it's where a lot of people found.
So it wasn't just me that was bugging out.
No, it was heaps of people. Because like it was like a mad track. Like it was like, I feel like it was like it was classic kind of hip hop, but it sounded a bit different and had a different energy. And also the first 16 bars was the same multi like the whole way through. Like I spazzed on that shit when I was, because at the time I was like obsessed with writing multis and punchlines and stuff. So I just like went crazy on it at that point. But it
come out dope. And so so you were doing the group thing, and then that's the first solo thing that you've put out. And then I guess from that point, from that song, then how did sort of things develop from there?
I was working on that song, and like I met Skrub, did some stuff with him, and then me and Skrub did like our first, like the day we met, we did a 1 take together. And that got heaps of traction. It got shared by like 360 on Facebook and also Greeley. And that was when Greeley hit me up. And he was like, this is dope. And I was like, oh shit. Like all my mates like had been listening to Greeley since they were younger and stuff, So like it was a big deal. And Greeley messaged us. And then me and Kyle lived together at the time. And he was just like, bro, like, let's go to Hobart. Let's go meet up with Greeley and stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I got money or whatever, but he was like, no, we're going to do it. Let's do it. So like we planned to go to Hobart. In the middle of all that, I'd started making a bit of grime with my British mate, dropped something with him, and then Fracture shared it. So like within this 2-week or 1-week period, I was getting like love from like OGs in hip hop and OGs in grime. So Golly was like, fuck it, let's go to Hobart and meet up with Greeley. And then the next weekend, go to Melbourne and do 50-50. Because a 50-50 event was on. And
those events held by Fracture.
Yeah. So like we went down to Hobart first time interstate, played with Greeley, and then next weekend we go and did 50-50. So we'd made those plans, and then I was planning to do a track with Greeley before I went down, and then he goes, oh, check this guy out, and he shows me Wombat. He showed me like his little bars video with Wombat, and I was like, shit, okay, mad. Let's get Wombat on the track. And like sent through the verses, and it was the ones for IED. I don't know if you've seen that video, but we shot it in Hobart when we went down there. It's me, Greeley, and Wombat. It's like an older track. It's like came out at the start of 2017. And
so that was after Snot Rocket.
Yeah. And we just whipped that together real quick. And yeah, that was dope. And that when I got Wombat's verse back, I was like, holy shit. And like went down and like got him on another track by the time we went down, met him, got along real well. When I met him, it was funny as actually I didn't know it was him. He looked heaps different to what I thought. Like I thought he had black hair, and I like jumped in the car and he was like, oh, like the EP dropped the day I got down there, and he's like, oh hey man, like the EP's dope as hell, and like he was on one of the tracks, and I was like, oh cheers bro, and like didn't know it was Wombat, and then we like got out of the car half an hour later, and I was like, oh what the fuck, hey, no, it was funny as man, but yeah bro, that was like kind of where it all started, eh? Like going down there and then doing like a week later was doing the show with Wombat, and we got mad love for that, so that was kind of like, yeah, I can't remember what the question was, but that's some shit. There you go.
Nah, and then so with the stuff that you did with Wombat, did you guys just do a few tracks? You got an EP.
Yeah, we got an EP together. Yeah.
Yeah, what was the name of the
Night Shift.
That's right. That's what I was trying. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. And then so from that point on, you guys have sort of kicked on and.
Yeah, we haven't done a whole lot together since then actually, but like that made a huge impact when we did do it. We were like getting mad energy from doing like grime shows in Melbourne and like a lot of cyphers and stuff, and that was kind of the tip we were on at the time. And Wombat's always been obsessed with grime, and I was making heaps of grime beats, so like once we did a couple shows together, we just had a mad energy going. So I went back to Brisbane and I just was pumping out tracks. Like I would make a beat, write a hook, do all my verses, send him the whole track with just gaps for his bits, and he would send back verses, and we got the whole thing done like real quick.
Yes.
And then once it was done, we were like mad, and then we put it out, and it just like the 2 tracks off that are still in like my top 5 on Spotify. Like they were just like heavy, and like they connected really hard, and like yeah, it was good, man. It was like a big part of me and Wombat coming up together. So
yeah,
like,
well, nah, shout out to Wombat, man. He was here like I think a week or 2 ago.
Yeah, he had a show here with Flea.
Yeah, and they sold the shit out.
Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, it's hectic.
Yeah. And he's got, do you know much about, he's got a battle coming up with, is it Mr. Wrigley? Righty, sorry.
Yeah.
That's like a grime.
It's like a grime clash thing, yeah.
So how does a grime clash work? Because I've never actually seen anything like that before. I'm just used to the traditional rap battle sort of.
Yeah, so I guess it's like pretty different to like a rap battle in that it's kind of been born out of the UK scene, not so much Australia. So I guess like a lot of people like in Australia are like, not 100% sure what the difference is. Yeah. But it's kind of just, you know, like same deal as like a rap battle, but you're spitting on beat, you're spitting on grime beats. You usually go like 16 for 16. And yeah, it's kind of just like who's the best, like any other battle sort of thing would be.
But it's written format. It's not like the...
Yeah, it's not freestyle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could, you probably wouldn't want to. And yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it at this point either, but I know that it's like a private event, and it's just going to be filmed, and there'll be no judges. It'll just be up to public opinion sort of thing, you know? So that's happening in January. But yeah, I don't know a whole heap about it. I've just been like seeing whatever.
Yeah,
on
I've seen little
Instagram
bits and pieces, but I haven't actually followed up too much about it.
Yeah, but like I actually was on the phone to Wombat this morning because I'm going to see him tomorrow. And yeah, he's G'd up, bro. He's gonna smash it.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I look forward to watching that.
He's a passionate man. Yeah, he's gonna go hard.
The lesson. Oh yeah.